Let me first say that I think living your values, whatever you do, whether you're a banker or construction worker or a physician or a PA, I think living your values is one of the hardest things there is in life. And I have tried to do that. After I left the Vietnam War, I made a personal commitment to nonviolence as a reminder of how calloused I had become to the suffering and loss of life that happens in wartime because you have to continue to do your job. And so that is, uh, as I began the second part of my professional life, being a physician, I began with that commitment. And I think as a physician, compassion is terribly important and needs to be the center of the values I think that we bring to medicine. Um, People around the world are applauding healthcare workers right now every day from their balconies, in Spain and Italy and now in New York at 7:30 at night to celebrate their courage. But this is generally what we do day in and day out. We don't do it with the same risk that people are doing it in New York or Italy or Spain right now. They're surely under severe risk, but there's always the danger of infectious diseases in hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the danger that we're going to get exposed to something or perhaps have a needle stick or something else. And so I think that we always operate with some idea in the back of our heads that what we're doing is not entirely risk-free. So there's a selflessness about, I think, the profession that's part and parcel of who we are as healthcare providers. I have been associated with not-for-profits most of my adult life, and the same with medicine. I've never worked for anything that was a profit-making institution for medicine that I can think of. And so I think one of the values that I've brought to medicine is that I believe very strongly that health care is a right, and everybody has a right to health. And that implies certain things as well in terms of who has access to it, what they have access to. And every day as healthcare workers, no matter what setting we're in, I think we can bring those values to bear with people on the issue of dignity, because I think that human rights begins with dignity. If you look at the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it begins with the dignity and worth of every human being, and I think medicine should begin and end there as well. And there's a lot we do in medicine that takes dignity away from people, and I think and sometimes the patient-physician encounter, if you can restore that dignity, you can have a much richer and often more positive interaction. And so I would often tell people about my work in El Salvador that I think that sometimes most of what I did was give people hope and some dignity, and then their bodies did the rest in terms of what medicine was able to accomplish.